Hey, it's E-Freed Eater. How's it going tonight? I've been participating in the 31 Horror Films in 31 Days challenge, as I have for the past few years. And tonight I'm going to be telling you about the first 7 movies I watched over the last 7 days. So, to make it a little more challenging, I'm going to review these movies in 31 seconds. So, it'll be 31 and 31 and 31, eventually. This is just part 1. This is the first week. So, I'll give you the name of the movie. I'll start my timer on my phone. And we'll go from there. I'll stop when the timer runs out. The first movie was Little Shop of Horrors from 1960. This is a black comedy, and it has an early Jack Nicholson appearance. Every character in the movie is kind of pathetic. It's very funny. The mother might be the funniest character, but it is kind of creepy. It is dark. It's kind of a parody of capitalism, like a critique on capitalism and the way people struggle to make money and struggle to be important in a harsh urban society. Maybe it's a little too deep. You can see how it influenced movies like Rock and Roll High School. I would say good. Alright, the second film I watched was The Phantom from 10,000 Leagues from 1955. This movie features an oceanologist who has strange theories about radiation and bombs in the ocean. There's another guy who's the professor at a college, and that guy is trying to cover up this whole thing with the monster, and there's these 2 other characters that are trying to betray them, the original oceanologist and this police officer trying to investigate. And overall, it's just very generic. It's a very like an Adam Age movie. I would just say neutral. I do like the monster. Alright, the third movie I watched was The Undertaker and His Pals from 1966. It seems like a 70s Italian or Spanish horror movie, but as far as I know, it was American. It has some weird screwball comedy elements where the main character is like this police officer, keeps having his assistants die, and there's like weird like sexual tension between them, and they're always like the new assistant is always like the same person with like a similar name. It's very gory, but a lot of the gore was cut to keep it like in theaters, so it's very disjointed. I would say neutral. Alright, the fourth movie I watched was Attack the Giant Leeches from 1959. This film features a swamp, and a lot of people are disappearing. There's strange sightings of these creatures that people think are octopuses. As these main characters investigate, they set off a bomb at the bottom of the lake, and a bunch of bodies come out. They're missing blood. They have these large chunks missing out. There's a lot of creepy sequences where the leeches, which are like humanoid, are draining blood from the people. I thought it was great. Looked great. Good. The fifth movie I watched was The Wicker Man from 1973. This is not the one with Nicolas Cage. It features Christopher Lee as Lord Summerisle, who's like a weird kind of like hippie aristocrat. It came out in the 70s, so I feel like it's kind of a critique on like 60s hippie stuff. There's a police officer looking for a missing girl, and he starts to come to the realization that the town he comes to, which is an island off the coast of Britain, is covering up the whole thing, and they have weird masks, and it's a weird carnival. Good. Anyway, the sixth movie was Eyes of Fire from 1983. This is a movie about settlers in the early American frontier. They have to leave their town because they are charged with adultery and witchcraft. They settle in an abandoned Shawnee village, and a bunch of curses and things appear. There's creatures in the trees. There's a bunch of strange mud creatures. It ends up being kind of psychedelic and trippy. It looks more like a 70s film than an 80s film. Overall, though, it's very slow with bad acting. I would say neutral. Alright, the seventh and final horror film was Begotten. This came out in 1990, and it resembles a Eraserhead or a vampire. It is silent. Well, there's sounds, but there's no talking. It has a lot of creepy ambient sounds and a lot of creepy, dreamlike, nightmarish landscapes. A lot of hooded figures torturing, killing, raping people. Very dark, very bloody. Seems like they're ruining the land with by pumping some sort of liquid, and overall very nihilistic. Good. Well, I hope you liked my 31-second reviews of the first 7 horror films I watched for this year's 31 Horror Films in 31 Days. These were all new films I watched. Be sure to stop by next week for the next few films I watch for the next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one.